All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you all for joining us. Today we have all three of the Dreams 2023 draft picks here to speak with you. We've got Haley Jones, Leeticia, Amihere, and Leah Brown. We're going to open up to questions here in a moment, but in the meantime, just please check really quickly to make sure that your full name and your affiliation are listed in your display name. To ask a question, just use that raise hand function. I'll call on you. Please let us know who you're directing your question to, and please limit it to just one at a time. If you have multiple questions, I'll try to circle back to you as long as we have time. All right, with that, we'll go ahead and open up the questions. We'll start with Howard Megdal. Go ahead, Howard.
Hi, everyone. Great to see you again. I actually, Leah, would love to start with you. And the fact that in your final season at Michigan, the KBA used you a lot more as a facilitator. I'm wondering, number one, how much you think that played a part in getting this opportunity? And number two, how much you feel like that's going to be a critical part of your game translating here at the W?
Yeah, I think it obviously did, play a pretty big part in, this opportunity. I think just being able to show, my versatility, and what all I can bring, I think that's pretty special. And so I think that did create, this opportunity. But yeah, I think just kind of continuing to carry that over to this next level is going to be huge. I think, in this league, versatility is super important, and being able to, kind of make the people around you better. So I think that's something that, I'm definitely gonna continue to look forward to bringing, to the Dream. And yeah, obviously, with Nas and, some of the great players that they have, hopefully, they can make it a little easier on me to do that. So yeah, really, really excited to get that opportunity.
All right, next question will go to Maggie Hendricks from Valley Sports. Go ahead, Maggie.
Hi, ladies. Sorry, Kelsey, this is for all three of them. I'm wondering if any of you are still in classes, if you have mid-year, if you have finals that you still have to do, how you're kind of balancing that, and even what you're saying to your professors about, why you have so much more on your plate.
I can start. I am still in classes. I kind of set it up where we're on the quarter system at Stanford, so graduation isn't until June 18th. But I'm taking one independent study and then one comm elective that I can take asynchronously. So I've set it up where I don't really have to be on campus. I meet with my professors kind of once a week through Zoom, and they've been very understandable. I tried to set up which professors I would have this quarter that I have prior relationships with, so that they would be more flexible with me. But yeah, it was definitely a process to figure out which classes it would be, which professors it would be.
I can go next. I already graduated last year, so I've started my master's program, and it's kind of just, I won't be able to finish it right now. I still have a year to finish it, so my professors have been pretty lenient as well.
Cool. Yeah, so today was actually our last day of classes, and now we're entering finals week. So yeah, I'll be able to have everything wrapped up by the time I get there. So that's definitely exciting.
Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie. Next question is going to come from Mark Schindler from WNBA.com. Go ahead, Mark.
First of all, congratulations to all three of you. Really excited to watch you guys at the next level. Question for you, Leeticia. I was talking to Bree the other day about what it has been like, this last week in taking in that the freshies are no longer together, that you guys are all kind of parting ways. What has that feeling been like, kind of get the feeling of getting drafted, but then also coming together after that and be like, this is kind of the last time we're going to see each other in this capacity.
Yeah, we're obviously a very close group. We literally were just talking on our group chat 2 minutes before this started. So we're definitely going to keep in touch, and I know they're going to do great things. I just saw Zaya yesterday as I came here to Atlanta. So we're just great friends, and I know that they're going to do great, and we're going to stay in touch for a while.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Next, we'll go to Owen Pence from Winsider. Go ahead, Owen.
Hi, this is for Haley. You mentioned how a lot of your mom's family is from Georgia. What are some of the best reactions or conversations you've had with family members this past week?
It's just a lot of yelling on the phone, a lot of excitement. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so it's really just my immediate family, and then both sets of grandparents. We live within a 5-minute radius of one another in Santa Cruz. And then literally the rest of our family is in Riceboro, Georgia, or Baton Rouge. And so it's literally an odd homecoming. And so when I hugged my mom, she was like, oh yeah, we're going home. And I was like, amazing. But I'm also like, oh my God, there's thousands of people there. And just lots of calls, you know, Jesus loves you. My great aunt caught the Holy Spirit. She was so excited. So it's been really fun. All my little cousins already said that they're coming to stay with me forever. And I'm like, I can't homeschool you. I'm so but yeah, it's just a lot of excitement.
Thanks, Owen. Next question will go to Emmanuel Glaze. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Hey, Laeticia, welcome all of y'all to the Dream. But talk to us about the WNBA is very post-present, very post-heavy. And which do you feel comfortable with, the 4 or the 5? And how do you feel you can adapt to the physical play of somebody like your fellow South Carolina, Asia, or somebody else in the post and things like that?
I've always been the type of player that is wherever the coach needs me, wherever the team needs me. So whatever the coach needs me at, I'll be at that position. I wouldn't say I'm more comfortable with either. I think that I bring different looks in different positions. And in terms of playing, you know, people are physical in the post, I've had, you know, a great opportunity to do that with, you know, Leah. Leah's been a great person to just play against in practice, as well as playing internationally and playing against Asia even in September. So just, I feel like I've had the opportunity to play against those players, and obviously it's a physical game, but I feel like I bring a lot of physicality to the game.
Thanks, Emmanuel. Next question will go to Jackie Powell from the Next. Go ahead, Jackie.
Thank you. Haley, this is for you. I'm curious if you could take me through what your intentions were this year to, I guess, rack up the NIL deals that you did this season. And how much were you thinking about how those partnerships were going to serve you as a pro and maybe change what's possible for pro women's basketball players in this country when it comes to maybe not feeling obligated to go overseas during a W off season?
Yeah, so I think headed into, I don't really know if I would say I went into my final collegiate year just like focused on NIL. I think I was more so focused on graduating and going and doing everything that we could at Stanford, you know, winning another Pac-12 title, just, you know, reaching for the stars as we always do. But I think, you know, NIL, the way that I've approached it is that I'm not going to have NIL unless I perform on the court, right? Like I'm not going to get it if I'm not doing what I need to do on the court. And then I don't even get to be playing if I'm not taking care of my work in the classroom. And so NIL kind of was a third thing for me that happened to work out great. I signed with a great representation group 2 years ago when it first came out, and I've stuck with them as I'm heading into my pro career. But yeah, I think the way that I've kind of approached NIL is looking for long-term deals. I'm not really doing a lot of just one-off posts for money and then keep it pushing. It's more so finding brands that, you know, they believe in me. I love their messaging. I actually use their product. It's something that's, you know, authentic to me and what I choose to use and promote, and understanding who my audience is. It's a lot of young women. It's a lot of young boys, or just aspiring athletes. And so, you know, signing an NIL deal with Nike was huge, doing Beats, SoFi, whatever, but also a really important one to me was signing with Uncle Funky's Daughter, which is a Black female-owned curly hair company that uses all natural products. So just talking about my own curly hair journey, it's something that a lot of Black women struggle with a lot of the time, just feeling beautiful in their natural state. So in terms of how I approach NIL is just always a way that's authentic to me, looking to do long-term partnerships, really grow with the brand. And I hope to just continue to do the same thing in my professional career, continue to work with the same brands, find other ones that believe in me and I love their messaging. So keeping the same outlook, I guess, just minus school now. So maybe you'll have more time to look into that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie. Next, we'll go to Lauren Moses from Valley Sports. Go ahead, Lauren.
Thank you, Kelsey. Congratulations, ladies. My question is for Haley, and it kind of goes along the lines of just your goals for excellence. Obviously, you talk about what you look for in NIL deals, but in regards to the transfer from college level to professional, how do you go about setting those goals now? Or is it a different process? And then also just how your game is going to translate in the guard game and the professional level.
Yes, ma'am. I think in terms of striving for excellence, it's really just the way I think about it is just trying to be the best I can be every time I step out on the court. So every day my shot isn't going to fall, but that doesn't mean I can't rebound. I can't get on the ground. I can do this and that. I can be a good teammate. So I'm striving for excellence in every area of the game, but, also off the court, being a better person, just kind of learning how to find myself in the new space that I'm going to be in Atlanta and not being in school, kind of being a real young adult now without that Stanford safety net. So yeah, striving for excellence is really just trying to reach my fullest potential every day that I have the opportunity to be out there on the court. And then in terms of my game translating to the W, I think similar to Laeticia and Leah, I think that we're all very versatile players. And so it's whatever the coach, Coach W needs us to do, we're going to get out there and we're going to do it, right? We're rookies. So we're going to soak up any piece of knowledge that the vets are going to give us. We're going to get out there, probably have a reality check that first day of camp and, keep pushing. Like if we get beat, whatever it may be, we're not going to take it and be like, oh my God, we suck. We don't belong here. It's okay. Let me get that next rep. Let me get better. So I think in terms of my game translating, it's going to be what I've been doing. It's going to be finding my spots on the floor, how I work in the offense, working with my new teammates, being a playmaker while still finding my spots when it's my turn to get a bucket. So yeah, I think it's really just continuing to have that mindset that I have the past years at Stanford.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lauren. Next, we'll go to Brad Muller from South Carolina. Go ahead, Brad. Brad, do you have a question? If not, we'll go to Andrew Kahn from MLive. Go ahead, Andrew.
Thanks. Hi, Leah. Good to see you. I got kind of two questions, if you don't mind. First would be just your reaction to getting drafted by a team that has, your former Michigan teammate in Nas, and then second would be your hopes for training camp as far as actually making the roster and what you think you need to do to achieve that.
Yeah, I mean, I think initial excitement was through the roof. I think, having that familiarity and that comfortability with someone who, I was able to play with for 2 years and be pretty successful with. I think going in, I think that, like I said, that offers a sense of comfortability that I'm super grateful for. But yeah, I think that just coming in, kind of like Haley touched on earlier, just coming into training camp, knowing that it's going to be, it's going to be really difficult and there's going to be some growing pains and it's going to take a minute to kind of get used to it and get into the flow of things. So yeah, I think just going in and bringing exactly what I've been able to showcase, these last few years and a little more so. But yeah, I think just going in with a lot of energy and no day is guaranteed. So just going in, every time you step on the court and bringing all you've got every day is definitely the mindset that I've got going in.
Thanks, Andrew. Next, we'll go to Yukiri Thomas from Chicks Into Sports. Go ahead, Yukiri. Never mind. We're going to B. Terrell. Go ahead, B.
Good afternoon, ladies. Thank you all for your time. I'm B. Terrell with Made for the W. And this question goes for each of you. The three of you each come from supportive collegiate fan bases. So have you had a chance to talk with any of your dream teammates or even the coaching staff around what representing Atlanta looks like? And in what ways are you looking forward to being able to immerse yourself in the culture of the city?
I can go. Obviously for me, it's not too far from Gatecock County, which is the best county. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I obviously know our fans are going to travel, and there's a lot of fans here in Atlanta, and I know that I'm going to feel very welcomed. And, it's the South. It's a little bit different from what I'm used to in Canada, but I've had 4 years to embrace what the South means to me. And I feel like I've embraced that culture. So I'm excited to represent Atlanta, represent the dream as well.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I guess I've talked to some of the new dream teammates. We just got put in the group chat the other day, so that was exciting. I felt like I don't know, I took a while to add to it because I did not have that platform. But yeah, just talking to some of the teammates, I'm really excited. Danielle Robinson, who's a vet in the league, went to my high school, and so like she was my idol in high school, and I practiced every day with her like banner on the wall. And now we're gonna be teammates, which is kind of crazy for me. So still coming to terms with that. In terms of representing Atlanta, I'm really excited. I don't know how far that Cardinal Nation will travel all the way to Georgia, being from the West Coast. but I'm excited for, just entering the new fan base. I know ATL loves sports, loves women's sports. It's just a great community. So I'm really excited to just kind of immerse myself in the Atlanta community, I guess, and represent the dream well. And I got my family in the South who will be able to start coming to games, which I'm really excited about. Just excited to get there.
Yeah, obviously, this last season, they're really fortunate to have the fan base that they did, and a lot of people showed out to games. I think there were 7 or 8 sellouts or something like that. Obviously, as women's basketball grows, that's going to continue to follow along with it. So, yeah, like these guys said, I think just really excited to get there. Whether that's community engagement. I've been fortunate enough to do a lot of volunteer work in the past. So yeah, I think just continuing to be able to do that and just really engage with the community and yeah, have them show up is going to be huge. It's really exciting.
Awesome. Thanks, B. Next, we'll go back to Mark Schindler from WNBA.com. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, so I have a follow-up for Laeticia. On draft night, Ryan tweeted about how excited she was to not have to play against you anymore and be defended by you. So I was wondering what has you most excited about getting to play with Ryan this year?
It's so funny because literally the first interview I had after I got drafted, I mentioned that exact thing. Like I said, the exact same thing about her. So obviously it's been very competitive playing with her and against her in the SEC, and she's a great player. So I'm excited to have a playmaker, obviously on my side of the ball, and she's a great person as well. So I'm excited just to play with her.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, let's go back to you, Carrie Thomas. Go ahead, you, Carrie.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to the A. I have quite a few questions for the ladies, but I know you probably want to circle around back to me, Kelsey, but this one I'll go with Leah. Have you spoken to Naz? And if so, what was said? And also, who do you pattern your game after?
Yeah, I've talked to Naz a little bit. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of excitement. Obviously having the history that we've had and that chemistry that we were able to kind of develop these past couple of years. Yeah, so like I said, lots of excitement. And yeah, I think watching the league, growing up, I think, especially these past few seasons, I think, I've watched a lot of Sophie Cunningham. She reminds me a lot of myself when it comes to, her toughness and her physicality. And then I think the other person would probably be Ariel Powers, the way she's able to get to her spots and really elevate over people and create things for others. So yeah, I'd say those two are probably the two that I kind of model my game off after the most.
Thanks, Carrie. We'll go back to Howard Magdal. Go ahead, Howard.
Appreciate it. Laeticia, one for you. Haley, a quick one for you too, if I could. Laeticia, your efficiency at the rim went up really dramatically in your senior year. I'm wondering, number one, what you attribute that to, and number two, if you think there's more room to grow doing those same things here in the pros.
I think my main thing was decision making. Just when to kick, when to drive. I think that's opened up the floor a lot more for me. And speaking to Coach Daly as well, that was one thing that she said that she wanted me to work on and to focus at the rim. So that was definitely something that I came into the season with that mindset. And there's always room to grow. I'm excited to get it to the next level and see where my game elevates from there.
I appreciate it. And Haley, just, we've talked about your pod, having worked in film now on draft day. I'm wondering which medium you prefer.
I love both. I think the pod is really fun. I'm excited to start picking that back up. We've kind of taken a hiatus just with all the draft craziness, but the pod will be continuing through the season, which I'm very excited about. But I've been looking on Amazon for a camcorder. The Players Tribune was so nice to lend theirs to me, but it was only for like 3 days, and online, those things go for a lot of money. So I'm trying to find one on eBay or something to, pick that up and bring that to the ATL. But it's a tie. It's a tie. They're both really fun.
I appreciate it. Keep me posted.
Thanks, Howard. Glenn Diamond, you got a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, Haley, I wanted to ask you, I'm originally from the West Coast, so I know about Pac-12. Do you have a relationship with Ari McDonald? I mean, she was great at Arizona, and now she's had 2 years. Did you have a competitive relationship with her when she was there?
Yeah, I don't really know Ari that well. It was kind of interesting because we played each other like 3 times that one COVID year. And then she's an amazing player. Oh my gosh, like I've never played against somebody that's as fast or as quick as she is. It's very frustrating. But then this year she was on the Arizona staff. So like when we went to Arizona to play them, she was up on the bench and I could like hear her trying to call out the scout against me and this and that. So it'll be really exciting to be on the same team this year, but I'm excited to kind of grow that competitive relationship to become teammates and friends from there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Next question we'll go to Alex Simon from Bay Area News. Go ahead, Alex.
Hey, yeah, Alex Simon, Bay Area News Group. Haley, I know, you have family going to Atlanta, but when you went to Stanford, you kind of stayed in the Bay for your collegiate career. I guess knowing that, I don't know exactly when you're going to head back east in there, but knowing that you won't be going back to the Bay, at least for professional basketball, is there a finality? How have you approached the end of that? And, for as long as the W doesn't have a team in the Bay, would you welcome an expansion team out there to get to play back at home at some point?
I would welcome any expansion team to the WNBA. Any expansion team, wherever it goes, I'm here for it. I think for me, I've never left the Bay. I've been in the Bay for 21 years now. So like, I'm kind of ready to roll, spread my wings and get out of the Bay. It's where I grew up. I grew up in the Monterey Bay, then I played in the Big Bay. So nothing but love, but I think I'm kind of ready to try something else. I've never left. That's really my support system and like safety nets are there. So I'm excited to kind of venture out on my own, see how it goes. But yeah, any expansion team, let's get to it. If it happens to be the Bay, that'd be great. But yeah, I think I'm really just excited to, get out and do something new, and that it gets to be Atlanta and I still get a support system there. It's just perfect.
I left for college too. I understand. Thank you.
Yeah. Hour away from home is great, but only for so long.
Thanks, Alex. We have time for a few more questions here. So we'll go back to Emmanuel Glaze to start us off. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Teacher, take me through your mental phase. You're going in the Final Four, it didn't turn out like you wanted to, and then you got to get ready. You get drafted, and now you got to turn around and get ready for training camp and get ready for the season. We all know that the WNBA women's college basketball, y'all have to turn around real quick going from college to the pros and things of that nature. Talk about this roller coaster or your mental throughout this whole process.
I would say it's the lifestyle of an athlete, honestly. We're used to being quick on our feet, just in terms of classes. Sometimes you get off a flight from the game and you get there 3 a.m. You got to go to class the next day. So we're used to just, being quick on our feet and adapting to whatever change comes our way. And it also helps that you kind of dream and plan out for this moment since, when you start playing basketball, but obviously a little bit more when it comes to your senior year, that this is going to be crunch time during this time. So you kind of have a little time to prepare yourself mentally and kind of make those changes as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emmanuel. We'll go back to Jackie Powell. Go ahead, Jackie.
Thank you. Laeticia, this is for you. I'm curious if you can take me through how you made the calculation to go pro this year. I mean, I know a bunch of folks had that extra COVID year, and how your coach, Don Staley, played a role in helping you make that decision and feel confident in it.
I believe I was ready, and going into the meeting, Coach Staley said I was ready as well. So that really made the decision easy for me. I think that I was ready to move on to new things as well. But it was a quick conversation with Coach Staley. She came in the meeting. She said, "What do you want to do?" And I told her I wanted to go to WNBA, and she said that, "Good, because I think you're ready." So that was kind of how the conversation went with her.
I appreciate that. And if I could ask Leah a quick one. So the Dream is they're quite known for having a player development infrastructure in place. And so I'm just curious as to what comfort that brings you to sort of be joining an organization that has this focus on, improving different skills. Like you obviously you became more of a facilitator in your final year at Michigan, but also they have that infrastructure to help, with 3-point shooting and other skill work as well.
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think ultimately, as a basketball player, especially at this level, you want to continue to strive and, be the best player you can be. So when you do have, access and things like that with the player development aspect like we do, I think that's something that a lot of people do look for. So I think continuing to grow different areas of my game, like you said, whether that's, my 3-point shot, whether that's, trying to, be a better decision maker, things like that. I think, super excited to get there and get to work, and just hopefully see my game, hit that next level and just really grow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie. Mark Schindler, I'll go back to you. Go ahead.
Question for Haley. So obviously I know that you and Ryan played together at Team USA, your moms were tight. Did you guys have any initial conversations when you get drafted, and what has you excited about getting to play with Ryan again?
Yeah, me and Ryan have talked a bit since I've been drafted. She texted me on while we were at the draft after, I think it was after the 4th pick or so. She texted me. She was like, "How you feeling?" I was like, "What are you hinting at, girl? What are we saying?" And so then afterwards, I texted her back, and so we were chatting on draft night, just about excitement to play together again. I think that just the way that we play works very well. And then we've been texting since, and apparently she already has our handshake decided. And I was like, I don't know when we're gonna have a handshake or what. Just let me know, girl. Sounds great. Video so I can learn. So yeah, apparently our handshake is decided, but yeah, I think that we play very well together. We're great friends off the court. Ryan's an even better person, which is hard to imagine with how great of a player she is. So I'm just excited to get there, play with Ryan, and play with everybody on the team.
Definitely. I'll be on DAP Watch this season. Appreciate it.
Yeah, get on it. I hope it's good. She's been hyping it up.
Haley, you'll have a handshake before you ever touch a ball here. Promise. Thanks, Mark. Yukiri, let's go back to you for one question. Go ahead.
Yes, I have just a follow-up question for the ladies. One particular question for Haley, though. I saw where your R&B music choice was Lauryn Hill and Anthony Hamilton, which you said it embodies your play of style. Is that still the case?
Great question. I think so. I said Lauryn Hill and Anthony Hamilton because I think that they're very smooth in their music, right? Like, you know what you're going to expect from them. I think that they're reliable, but I think that they're just smooth, right, in what they do, and they're very humble about what they do. So that's why I would say Lauryn and Anthony Hamilton, but they have a little punch. Some of their songs, they can switch it up. They got a little kick to them. So yeah.
Awesome. And just for all the ladies, is there any particular player you guys are looking forward to play against?
For me, it'd be everybody that was a Gamecock, honestly. I think it's going to be so much fun to play against Asia, play against the Freshies. I think it's going to be an amazing experience.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely looking forward to, playing against a lot of the great players that you grow up kind of idolizing and modeling your game after. So, yeah, I think the Diana Taurasi's, the Breanna Stewart's, the Elena Deladons, I think it's just going to be a really special moment to be able to have the opportunity to play against them for sure.
Yeah, I second what both of them said. Just playing against the icons of the game, like about to have DT on your scouting report. What are you supposed to do with that? So I'm excited to have all that, go through film, figuring out your matchup and just see what you can do. So I think all that is just really exciting.
Thank you, ladies.
Thanks, Yukiri. All right, last couple questions here. Let's go back to Lauren Moses from Valley Sports. Go ahead, Lauren.
My question is, it's for anyone who really wants to answer, just about the alum of the schools that you guys are just coming from, who, whether it's in basketball or any sport, what they've kind of showed you, if there's a specific one that you've kind of followed their professional journey, what they've showed you about being a successful professional athlete.
I can go. So Asia comes to practice pretty regularly, as well as Alicia, which is Team E. So I think it's just fun to hear their stories and how they handle themselves, because there's a lot of things you can get away with in college that you can't get away with in the professional leagues. Like, this is your job. So coming into that mindset and knowing that nobody's gonna force you to go to the gym, nobody's gonna force you to, eat right, but it's gonna be about how much you want it. And I think those are all things that are called pro habits. And I know even Coach Wright came to our practice as well, and she's talked about the same thing. So I think it's just something that I've definitely written down, and just being able to be a professional and have those pro habits.
Okay, next question, we'll go to Brad Mueller. Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, this is for LA. Sorry, my screen froze up on me earlier. LA, congratulations. How have you been able to stay so mentally strong throughout your career? Obviously, there was a lot that happened for you off the court this year, but throughout your career, where you're a star player coming off the bench in an era when a lot of people might have transferred if they were coming off the bench, but you played such a big role anyway. How were you able to stay so mentally strong through all of that throughout your career?
Hey, Brad. Honestly, it come from coaches. It came from my teammates. And I think we have this unique experience at South Carolina where we embrace, coming off the bench. It was something that was exciting for us. So I think that just kind of creating the best opportunity at whatever opportunity you have is key, because you might come to a different team and you won't play the same minutes, but it's not, for you to just quit and move on. I think it's for you to embrace it and see where you could impact your team in that position. So I think I've done that. I think I've been a great key player off the bench, and obviously a lot of people saw my potential, and I am grateful because I got this opportunity because of that. And yeah, just embracing it honestly, and having the best coaches and the best teammates to kind of just harp on how important you are.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad. All right, Beatrice, let's close it out with you. Go ahead.
Okay, this is going to be a hard one. So during D-Rob's introductory welcome to Atlanta presser, I asked her a very important question, and it is, have you tried Zaxby's yet? Also, what about American Deli? And in addition to that, what are some fun things that you're looking to do that may be on your must experience list around the city of Atlanta?
It's embarrassing. I've never had Zaxby's, but I bring my teammates there all the time. American Deli is a must. I have American Deli very often. And honestly, Columbia is kind of a smaller city, so I'm just excited to be back in a bigger city and just get to experience a lot more. And, being able to go to professional games, obviously in South Carolina, the only closest thing is Charlotte Hornets. So I think just being in a city where there's so many professionals, athletes, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, I don't know what American Deli is. That's not a West Coast thing. I'm sorry. Also, never had Zaxby's. Also not on the West Coast. Your girl has to drive an hour and a half to even get Cane's out here. So we don't have a lot of big nationwide chains. I'm just excited to be in a big city, like Laeticia said. We're close to San Francisco and Oakland and San Jose, but none of those cities are really similar or comparable to Atlanta. So I'm just excited to, be in a different area for once and deal with humidity. I'm not prepared for that. I was just talking to my aunts about that, and I went to South Carolina for a USA camp, and I had to walk to CVS, and I did go home and shower, and I was complaining the entire 5-minute walk. So I'm gonna have a lot of adjusting to do, but I'm gonna adjust with a smile and a sweaty back, I guess. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I've never heard of American Deli either. Also never been to Zaxby's, so gonna have to try both of those places probably pretty soon when I get there. But yeah, I think from what I've heard, what'd you say?
We can go together, Leo.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I need a little buddy. But yeah, so I've heard Atlanta's a spot for a lot of hot food spots. So excited about that. But yeah, I think just like these two said, I think just looking forward to new experiences and being in a new place in a big city. So yeah, hopefully there's a lot to do. Probably won't have a lot of free time, especially to start off. But yeah, definitely just get out there and experience new things.
Thank
CB,
you.
I knew you'd close it out well, B. Appreciate it.
No, I had to.
All right, Haley, Laeticia, Leah, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Welcome to Atlanta. Thanks to all the media for joining us today. A recording of this press conference will be sent out soon and posted online pretty shortly here. Thanks so much.